afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah. Am I audible, no? Clearly?
Good afternoon,
Yes,
madam.
ma'am.
Good afternoon. Nice
How are
energy,
you?
fellows. Fine. How are you? Who is he? Okay, let us start with the 159 number.
Yes, ma'am.
Anji, have you attended the last class?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the things we have discussed?
Yes, ma'am. We have discussed about the examples of.
Yes.
Uh, we have just first seen that the A and we have seen the groups of that this is group or not, and then about the theorem, like
Very good.
theorem 1 was like A belongs to a group H and B belongs to group H, then A and B should belongs to the group H, and second theorem was like A belongs to H, then A inverse also belongs to H.
Yes. Two conditions we have
Then
discussed.
the second, yes, ma'am.
Then that is pertaining to
Then second theorem, there was a necessary sufficient condition that if A belongs to H and B belongs to H, then A B inverse belongs to H and B inverse is the inverse of B inverse is the inverse of B that belongs in G.
yeah. So it is the necessary and sufficient condition for which
Non-empty set H.
non-empty set H. What is this H?
H is the subset of G.
Only subset?
Subset of G group, which is a subgroup of G.
Subgroup of G.
A non-empty subset H, which is a subgroup of G.
Yeah. So the necessary and sufficient condition, as Salpna said, that it is a necessary and sufficient condition for a non-empty set to become a subgroup is A and B are in the set H, then AB inverse has to be in the set H, then it will be subgroup, and if this condition is satisfied, then conversely vice versa we can say H will become a subgroup as well. That is what we have discussed. So I am sharing this my presentation file to you. Is it visible to all of you? Let me restart it. Just wait. The presentation file is visible to all of you, that I am assuming. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So if you see this, we have started with the subgroup definition, and for the subgroup we have seen these examples 1 s 1 I minus 1, if you recall. Then this example we have considered while discussing the definition of subgroup, and then we have seen this remarks. Identity of subgroup is same as that of group, where every set is a subset of itself. Therefore, G will become a subgroup of G itself, and they are trivial one, or you can say the improper subgroup, or other than these two, that is except the identity and G itself, whatever subgroup you can find, that is called the proper subgroup, that we have seen in the last class. Inverse of any element of a subgroup has same inverse in the group also, right? And order of the element also preserved while considering the subgroup as a group. And this is what the discussion, that suppose AB is in H, H is any non-empty subset of the group, then the necessary and sufficient condition means that is if and only if. अगर H जो है that is become the subgroup of G, then for A and B in H, AB inverse will be also belonging to the set H. So अगर ये condition satisfy होती है तो H subgroup बन जाएगा. H is a subgroup, then this condition will be automatically satisfied. This is necessary and sufficient condition. If I say it in the Gujarati, आवश्यक અને પર્યાપ્ત શરતો. Okay, fine. So next we want to see that. So the definition and certain remarks are clear, and this we will use this necessary and sufficient condition for the subgroup. So intersection of subgroup we want to see. So suppose you are given two subgroups H1 and H2 of a group G, then H1 intersection H2 is also the subgroup of G. Okay, so that we want to discuss. So this is the theorem, and we are going to start with the proof that H1 and H2 are two subgroups, then its intersection will be also the subgroup. Okay, so this is what the subset of G we are given, and they are subgroups, that is also we are given. So we want to prove that their intersection will be also the subgroup. So H1 intersection H2 will be also, of course this is the subset of G only. Why? Because H1 intersection H2 आप जब लोगे तो that has to be the subset of H1 or H2, whatever you like, that you can write over here, and H1 is already subset of G. So ultimately H1 intersection H2 will always a subset of G. So that is the subset of G. We want to prove that this one will become the subgroup or not. So to have this as a subgroup, to prove this that intersection is a subgroup, what we need to prove first of all, so if you see the necessary, recall the necessary and sufficient condition, that H1 intersection H2 has to be non-empty subset of G. So this should not be phi, and this has to be contained in G. Of course this is true. Why this is non-empty, that we'll see. And the second one, you have to see that A is in the intersection H1 intersection H2, B is also the element of H1 intersection H2, then we have to prove that AB inverse also has to be in the set H1 intersection H2. If we prove this one, then H1 intersection H2 will become a subgroup using the necessary and sufficient condition, right? Okay, so now as we have seen the remark, E is the identity element of G, right? And we have already seen the remark that identity elements remains same if you consider any subgroup of it. That means H1 and H2 are two subgroups, therefore E will be also the identity element of H1 and identity element of H2 as well. And if E is in the both of this set, therefore I can say E will be belonging to H1 intersection H2, and this is already subset of G. Therefore I can say now H1 intersection H2 is a non-empty subset of G. That means this part is done. So now we will consider two elements from the intersection, and we will try to show that AB inverse is in the intersection. So let me consider A and B in H1 intersection H2. Okay, so they are in the intersection. What does it mean? It means that A is in H1 and A is in H2 as well. Similarly, by the set theory, B is in H1 as well as B is in H2 also. Now H1 and H2 both are subgroups, that is already given. If you remember this condition, H1 and H2 are given to be subgroup, right? So if they are subgroup, then they possesses the inverse element in that set itself. So B is in H1, therefore I can say B inverse will be also belonging to H1 because H1 is a subgroup. Similarly, H2 is a subgroup and B is element of H2, so its inverse also has to be belonging to H2 क्योंकि fourth property जो है that is the related to existence of the inverse element. अगर ये inverse exist नहीं करेगा then it won't be a group, but we are given that H1 and H2 are subgroups, so this property will be satisfied. Okay, now A is in H1, B inverse is also in H1, H1 is a subgroup, therefore it will satisfy a closure property, and therefore AB inverse will be also belonging to H1. Yes, and from these two conditions, A is in H2, B inverse is also in H2, therefore I can say AB inverse will be also belonging to H2 because H2 is a subgroup. Therefore it satisfy the closure property. मतलब कि किसी भी दो एलिमेंट को आपने ले लिया सब ग्रुप में तो उन दोनों का बाइनरी ऑपरेशन क्लोजर प्रॉपर्टी विल बी satisfied, and therefore this two will become in H1 and H2 both, and combinedly I can say AB inverse will be also belonging to the set H1 intersection H2, and this is what we want to prove. We have started with any two elements in the intersection, and the corresponding AB inverse has to be in H1 and H2, and therefore from the necessary and sufficient condition, this one I can say intersection of two subgroup is a subgroup. For example, let us see this proof as I have described you. H1 intersection H2 is not equal to 5 because identity element will be common. Now A is, let us consider two elements in the intersection A and B. We have to show that this is satisfied. So A is in the intersection, so it will be belonging to this. This is in the intersection, so this is belonging to this. So A and B inverse will be in H1, AB inverse will be in H2. Therefore, it will be in the intersection, and hence we can say H1 intersection H2 is a subgroup of G. Is this proof is clear to all of you? Please give your feedback in the chat box. Very good. Many of you have clear-cut idea about it. So intersection जो है दो ग्रुप का intersection बनेगा. So next question is what about union? So the union of two subgroup is not necessarily a subgroup. Means I am already giving you the statement that union of two subgroup need not be a subgroup. So the question is, to show this, we have to provide one counter example. Counter example of what? You have to consider two subgroups H1 and H2. So two subgroup of G. तो आपको पहले एक ग्रुप लेना पड़ेगा, उसके दो सब ग्रुप लेने पड़ेंगे, और आपको बताना होगा कि यूनियन जो है वो सब ग्रुप नहीं होगा. So this is what you have to show. I am giving you 3 to 4 minutes. Please try to find out such example where this condition is satisfied. I will come with the solution after 3 minutes. It is 1:44 in my clock. So we will continue with the solution at 1:47. You think about this. Someone has raised the hand. Anyone has any doubt? और गलती से टैप हो गया था. Okay, it's 147. Anyone having any idea about the counter example of the statement?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ जी, कौन बोल रहे हैं आप?
151.
हाँ जी, बोलिए शुभम.
Yes, ma'am. Like I have taken the group G as Z plus.
Okay, just wait, let me write. Z plus G.
And
Okay.
A is equal to 2n, where n belongs to Z.
2
N,
N.
where n belongs to Z.
Okay.
And B as 3n, where n belongs to Z.
हाँ, तो क्यों ग्रुप नहीं होगा?
So if you take A union B, we'll get many elements like -6, -4, -3, -2, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 0. But it is not closed for H plus, since if we take 2 from there is A union B में 2 है, 3 भी है. So when we take the operation 2 plus 3, then we'll get 5, which is not belonging to H union K.
गूगल किया?
No, ma'am.
Then
I had got it from like मैंने last time जब ये किया था, उसके बाद थोड़े और एक्स्ट्रा जो बुक है मेरे पास, एक मतलब ऑनलाइन, वो थोड़े मटेरियल में सर्च किया था, तब मिला था मेरे को लास्ट टाइम ही.
कौन सा बुक था?
Like this book I don't remember, because I had got मतलब लास्ट लेक्चर में जब आपने करवाया था सब ग्रुप, उसके ऊपर मैंने वीडियोस देखे थे, बुक्स के ऊपर रेफर किया था, तब था. तो आई एम नॉट श्योर लाइक कौन सा मटेरियल में मेरे को याद था, पर मैंने लिखा है पूरा.
अच्छा. Okay, fine. So
Thank you.
union of अच्छी बात है, आप लोग गूगल आउट और वीडियोस देखने लगे हो. That is good thing. So as he has said that let us consider G as set of integers. With respect to addition, of course, I will consider this is a group. We have already seen this example. Then H1 you can consider as the multiple of 2. That means when you consider the multiple of 2, 0, 2, 4, 6. Oh, I cannot write beyond this. Just wait. H1 I have to consider. I am not able to write it. Just wait, I am reopening this file. Okay, so G we will consider as Z plus, and H we will consider one subgroup. I will consider it as set of all even integers. So here I can write 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on. And similarly we'll must have here -2, -3 and so on. Okay, so H2 as the another group, let me consider it as multiple of 5. You can consider the multiple of 3 as well. So either you can consider multiple of 3, multiple of 5, any number. So 0, 3, next element will be 6, next element will be 9, sorry, this one will be 9, then next element will be 12, and so on. And similarly, here it will be -3, -6, -9, and so on. So it can be easily seen that this is a subset of this, H2 is also subset of this, and they both are non-empty. So we want to talk about H1 union H2. So if you say this H1 union H2, let us consider one by one element. So 0 is common element for both of this. Then the next element is 2. I am writing it in the ascending order. So 2, then I have to consider element from here 3, then element is 4, then here also 6, and here also 6. 6 is the common one. Then the next element will be over here 8. Next element over here is 9, and so on. Okay, and in the left hand side, the negative of this elements, that is -2, -3, -4, -6, and so on. So this is what the union is. So H1 union H2 is, first of all, this is the subset of integer. Of course, yes, this is non-empty as well. So if this will become a group, then it must satisfy the all those 4 properties. Or you can say, suppose if I choose any of 2 element, then AB inverse has to be in that set itself. So AB is suppose in the set H1 union H2, right? Then AB inverse has to be in H1 union H2. Either you can see 2 by this property, or you can understand this by the all 4 properties of the group must be satisfied. So if I consider here from this group, from this set, suppose I consider the 2 elements. 2 elements means if I choose here 2 and 3 as the element. So 2 and 3, both of them are in the H1 union H2. And if you can consider the corresponding operation we have considered is thus just the addition. So 2 plus 5, that means 2 plus 3, that means it is a 5, and 5 is not there in the union, means I can say closure property is not satisfied, and therefore H1 union H2 will not be a group if I consider these 2 specific examples of a group G, right? So union of 2 subgroups need not be a subgroup. That is what we want to see, and this is what the counter example is. If you consider now the intersection H1 intersection H2, means for this example we have to consider the common elements from both of this. So 0 is one common element. Then if you say this 2 sets, then the corresponding common element is 2 is not there, 4 is not there. So directly we have to go for the 6. Then the common element 8 will be there, but 8 is not in this set. Then 9 is not in the H1. 10 will be in the H1 set, but 10 is not in the H2. Then next element will be 12. 12 will be common for both of this. Similarly, if you consider the next element, 18 will be the element. And similarly, we'll have over here -6, -12, and so on, -18, and so on. So these are the elements in the intersection. So if you see, first of all, this is a subset of integer. That means this is a subset of G. Not only subset, but it is a non-empty subset of G. And if you choose any 2 element from the set A and B in the intersection, let us choose any of the elements. So one I will choose as 6, and one I will choose as -18. Then this is my A and B. So we have proved that H1 intersection H2 is a subgroup. Therefore, whenever AB is in H1 intersection H2, so AB inverse will be also in the intersection. And here the operation is addition. So A plus B inverse means it will be minus B over here, right? So I have chosen A as 6 and B as -18. So in this case, it will be 6 plus -18. So what is this number will be? It will be -12, and -12 is already there in the set. In fact, if you choose any of this element, you will get that AB inverse will be always belonging to cis, and it is nothing but the multiple of 6 only. So we have already proved that intersection will become a group, subgroup, but union may not be the subgroup. Using this example, is it clear to all of you? Please give your answer in the chat box. Very good. So conclusion is नॉन एम्प्टी सबसेट आपने दो ले लिए, सब ग्रुप ले लिए H1 एंड H2, तो उसका इंटरसेक्शन जो है वो हर बार आपको सब ग्रुप देगा, बट यूनियन मे नॉट बी गिव यू द सब ग्रुप. So that is what we have discussed right now. So this is what the example is. Next is suppose G be a additive group of integers, then prove that the set of all multiples of integers by a fixed integer m is a subgroup of G. Do you want to try it by yourself or should I do? Please give your answer. Do you want to try this? Yes or no? I am giving you 5 minutes for this. Try this by yourself, then I will come with the solution. This is what the question is. (154) number, Sahil.
Yes, ma'am.
Anji, have you started trying this example?
नो मैम, वो क्वेश्चन आधा लिखने का रह गया था, इसलिए मैं मेरे दोस्त से पूछ रहा था
क्या पूछ रहे थे?
कि क्वेश्चन का आधा तक ही लिखा ना, इसलिए फिर मैं पूछ रहा था कि पूरा क्वेश्चन लिखा है इसे.
तो पूरा क्वेश्चन तो है ही ना.
पहले नहीं था मेरे में, ब्लैंक फाइल वाला ही ओपन था.
तो यू जस्ट टेल मी नो कि मैडम वो वाला स्क्रीन शेयर कर दो.
वो दोस्त से
can
पूछ रहा था,
directly-
कुछ नहीं.
दोस्त से पूछ रहा था, नहीं इंटरमीडिएट बात मत करो जब क्लास चालू है तो यू डायरेक्टली टेल टू मी दैट मैडम एक बार क्वेश्चन फिर से दिखा दो।
ओके मैम।
तो और अभी तक आपने क्वेश्चन ही लिया, फिर उसकी जगह मुझे सीधा बोल देते तो आपको तुरंत क्वेश्चन मिल जाता।
ओके मैम, सॉरी मैम, अब से डायरेक्ट आपको कह दूंगा।
हाँ जी, फाइन। 157 नंबर गोपी।
Yes, ma'am.
हैव यू ट्राइड?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the things you have started with?
First, I have taken the integers with
Yes.
respect to plus, z with respect to plus, and then I multiply the z elements of z with fixed integer m,
Very good.
and then I have choose two elements. A is equal to m and b is equals to 2m,
Okay.
and then I have done the plus operation a plus b inverse, and
Okay.
I get minus m, which is belongs to m, which is belongs to h. So
Okay.
h is the subgroup of G.
Okay, now let us see how to take up the writing part. You are clear about the concept, or everyone please see to this, you are clear about the concepts, but how to write such a solution of such an example. So let me consider the here question. Let G be the additive group of integers. So G be the additive group of integers, that means you are given capital G as first of all set of integer, that is z, and additive group you are given, that means binary operation is plus. Then prove that the set of multiples of integers by fixed integer m, means m you are given one integer, that is the fixed one. तो m आपका fixed integer है, उसके आपको multiple लेने हैं. तो if you consider the h, it will be of the kind, हमने 6 के मल्टीपल देखे थे तो आपको पता था कि इट इज 0, फिर मिला था 6, सो हियर इट विल बी 1m, देन इट विल बी 2m, देन इट विल बी 3m and so on, and here also you have minus 1m, minus 2m and so on. So this is what your set H is. In general, I can write it as, let me consider, suppose L is any integer and M is the fixed integer we have considered over here. So this is the set Lm, where L is in the set of integer, right? So this is your H is. And for this set, you have to prove this, that it will become a subgroup. So first of all, these are the elements and it is a subset of Z only. So I can say H is a non-empty subset of Z. So now to show that this is a group, what I have to show, I have to consider two elements A and B from H, right? So I will choose two elements from the set H and I will show that A, B inverse is also in H. Now here the binary operation given is addition. Therefore I have to, what is this A, B inverse will be? It will be A plus B inverse, where B inverse is the inverse of B. That means I can say here it should be B ka inverse with respect to addition will be minus B. So A plus minus B, that means this is nothing but A minus B has to be in H. Means already it is a non-empty subset of Z. If I consider two elements from the set and if I prove that AB inverse is in H, तो necessary and sufficient condition जो हमने देखी थी उसके ऊपर से आप बोल सकते हो कि that is become a group. This necessary sufficient condition I am talking about कि AB अगर H में ले लिया, AB inverse H में दिखा दिया, where B inverse is the inverse of B in G, so we can say that H is a subgroup. H is a subgroup. So here we are showing that only. So H we have, sorry, A we have considered from H. So A अगर element है, तो what is the form of that A? So A will be of the kind Km, where K is in the set of integer, and B will be, B is also in H, so it will be of the form n into m, where n is also some integer. LM टाइप के होंगे एलिमेंट्स H के, तो मैं अभी यहाँ पर K एंड N डिस्टिंग्विश करने के लिए ले रही हूँ मल्टीपल ऑफ MS. ओके, सो इन दिस केस व्हाट विल बी A माइनस B. हमें क्या प्रूव करना है? A माइनस B हैज़ टू बी इन H. तो A माइनस B का क्या फॉर्म होना चाहिए H में होना के लिए कि इट विल बी ऑफ द फॉर्म LM. सो लेट अस कंसिडर A माइनस B. सो इट इज A minus B is nothing but A plus minus B. So if you have chosen B as this element, so what is minus B? Minus B will be minus N. I have written it in the parenthesis because M is fixed. So that's why I have written minus N over here. So what is A? A we have considered as Km minus B, or you can say plus minus B, that is it is minus N into M. I can consider M common, so it will be of the form K minus N into M. Where is K? K is in the set of integer, N is in the set of integer, so therefore the difference is also in the set of integer because difference of integer is also an integer. So suppose I say this is K minus N is nothing but L. So it is of the form L into M, where L is integer. So can I say now it is belonging to H only? H में होने के लिए वो M का मल्टीपल होना चाहिए, जहाँ पे वो मल्टीपल है, that has to be the integer, and therefore this is belongs to H, and therefore I can say this H, that is the fixed M multiple, is a subgroup of set of integer with respect to addition. Let me give you the solution of it. Let us see to it. Yeah. So M be a fixed integer. Suppose H is this particular set, then we have to show that A minus B is in H. So let us consider Km and one as Nm. So in that case, AB inverse will be this one, and therefore K minus N is also integer. So A minus B will be in the set H, and therefore H is a subgroup of G. Up to this, everyone has a clear idea about this one or not? Please write your answer in the chat box.
हेलो मैम.
Yes.
मैम
कौन
मुझे क्वेरी है कि मैम
नाम आप-
102
Yes, कमल.
कमल मैम ए बी इनवर्स है ना,
Hmm.
तो ए बी इनवर्स इक्वल टू ए माइनस बी क्यों लिखते हैं?
Oh,
वो पता नहीं चला.
Just a moment. If you remember the last lecture, I have given you here the idea that whenever I write A into B, this means this is not a multiplication. This means every time I cannot write A star B, A star B. So by default, this into will be, we will consider as a binary operation unless and until it is clearly said in the example. Here also AB inverse, where B inverse means A into B inverse. So actually it is A star B inverse. We have changed the notation now because it is not possible to write every time the star. Some of the book also referring this kind of notation. So here if you see this binary operation we are given is addition, and B inverse is the inverse of B. तो addition के respect में B का inverse क्या होता है? जब वो integer होता है तो it will be minus B, and therefore A star B inverse means A plus inverse of B. That means it is A plus minus B, and therefore it is A minus B. Is this clear, Kamal?
यस मैम.
अगर वो
Thank you.
मल्टीप्लिकेशन होता, अगर वो स्टार आपका मल्टीप्लिकेशन होता तो ए बी इनवर्स विल बिकम ए बाय बी. समझ में आया?
यस मैम. थैंक यू.
Okay. Any other question to anyone? All of you are clear about this. If you are clear about this, then this is the example that let G be a set of all order pairs A comma B of real numbers for A not equal to 0, and the binary operation defined as, if you remember this kind of example we have already considered that first coordinate is AC, then it is BC plus D, if you remember. While considering the group, we have already considered this one. Show that this is a non-abelian group. Up to this, solution is already done. The question is, does the set H of all those elements of G which are of the form 1 comma B forms a subgroup of G or not? So this is what the question is, and this you have to try at home. Come with the solution in the next class. I will start the lecture with the solution of this only. So this is what the homework I am giving you today. Okay, so up to this it is already done. So you can refer the notes or you can try out this example by yourself to check whether you are clear about the group or not, and then think about this. So when you consider this type of element H, then whether it will form a group or not. Okay, is that clear which homework I have given to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you are clear about this, then now you can leave the meeting. I will discuss this solution in the next class. But आपको try करना है. Doubt है किसी को तो they can unmute. And if you don't have a doubt, then I will leave.